Welcome, Dusters. Welcome to Duster Club. Welcome to the basement, one and all. Thank you for being here. You are the most important part. What are you doing in my basement? Well, hey, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. It's Monday morning. Hey, as you know, I was a major crypto skeptic for many years. Over the last year or so, my stance started to soften a little bit, but I want to share with you some things that I learned. It hit me in the shower this morning. Like, I call it D3. Remember that, D3. It was a huge educational process for me to actually recognize that there really is value in cryptocurrency. So I made a slide I'm going to share with you right now, and let's just review like what really makes crypto valuable. What really makes unicorn fart dust so unique and special? Let's run out here to my slide. And I hope you guys, like I said, I hope you're doing great this morning. Here we go. D3. Digital scarcity, okay? DeFi and democratization. Digital scarcity, right? Is it real? Yes, it's real, right? Things that are digital can be scarce. Things like NFTs, right? Obviously, Unicorn Fart Dust has some of the best NFT projects out there. Things like individual cryptos like Bitcoin, right? Are they scarce? Absolutely. Things like Unicorn Fart Dust. Is it scarce? Absolutely. Okay. And people that aren't into crypto will say, well, it's just make believe. It's just unicorn fart dust. It's mumbo jumbo. Well, ask them a very important question, right? Can something that's not real, not tangible, be valuable? Ask them this simple question. Say, what about your relationship with your children, your spouse, your best friend, your coworkers, right? Those things, a relationship, is it real? Can you touch it and feel it? No. But is it valuable? Absolutely, yes. The other thing that I would bring up in that regard is the fact that just because something's digital doesn't mean that it's valuable, right? If you got a real letter in the mail, like a hard paper snail mail letter saying that you'd inherited $15 million, that would be of value to you. But if you got an email that was legitimate, not one of those scams from, some foreign country, but a real legitimate email telling you that you'd inherited $15 million, that would be valuable to you as well. Of course, DeFi, remember, this is D3, digital scarcity, decentralized finance, and democratization. DeFi is the coolest thing going. No central authority can control any crypto, including Bitcoin, including Unicorn Fart Dust, including Ethereum, including any of them. It is truly, right, a decentralized platform because of the blockchain that presents a very fair opportunity for people who maybe in the past hadn't had such a fair shot at things. And finally, democratization, right? It allows the people to decide. They vote with their money. They vote with what they buy. It gives the people communities, right? And that's where communities fit in under that. That's where things like Unicorn Fart Dust are providing and creating unbelievable value through the communities. Okay, so remember, D3, it opened my mind, right? And that's my own. This came to me in the shower this morning. Digital scarcity makes this valuable. Decentralized finance makes this valuable, and democratization ultimately makes it very, very valuable. Unicorn Fart Dust, Bitcoin, any crypto, that's what I had to learn, right? Look, 6 months, a year, you should have heard me 2 years ago talking about crypto, right? But this is a new journey that we're all on together. More and more people, only 7% of the people in the world own crypto. Okay, so it's going to be a very interesting as more and more people wake up to these exciting benefits. I mean, the people of the world, I'll say it quickly, right? The man or woman in the middle of Africa have the same opportunity with UFD that you and I have, whether you're in Montana or Michigan. It makes no difference whatsoever. Let's do a quick update on what's going on out there in the world today, because there's a lot happening this week. We will start with today's events and what is happening today. Okay, here we go. This comes from Crypto Rover. Big Monday. Welcome, boys and girls. Welcome, Dusters. Trump is speaking with Putin. I always say it wrong. Coinbase will be joining the S&P 500. Yes, there will be a crypto company in the S&P 500. Michael Saylor expected to announce another major Bitcoin purchase. The U.S. Senate is set to vote on the stablecoin bill, the Genius Act. And the Chicago Mercantile Exchange is launching XRP futures. So a lot going on today. And remember, that's the same Chicago Mercantile Exchange that gives us the FedWatch tool. That's big money, guys. That's, we've got Coinbase joining the S&P 500. That's a big deal, right? That's the first major crypto company on the S&P 500, but also the Chicago Mercantile Exchange launching their XRP futures. It appears that crypto is gaining more and more mainstream acceptance. Let's go out and see what's going to happen throughout the entire week on a more general major economic news. Today, the markets will be reacting to Moody's downgrade. Remember, Moody's downgraded the United States debt on Friday, conveniently right after the stock market closed. So we'll see how the general markets react to that. We get crude oil. Crude oil is the lifeblood of the world economy. The S&P PMI data on Thursday, home sales data on Thursday, new home sales. Boy, a lot of real estate news this week on Friday, and a total of 14 Fed speakers at events this week. Okay, let me give you some commentary and insight on that. Everybody watches the Fed, right? Everybody watches. Here he is, our favorite, Jerome Powell in the United States Federal Reserve, for their clues as to what's going to happen with monetary policy in the United States. So this week they're sending out 14, or there will be 14 Fed speakers. These will be the local governors, and it'll drive the algorithms crazy because these guys they'll be out there jawboning about what to expect in the economy, what they're seeing. So don't be surprised to see a lot of volatility in the general markets, but especially into assets that are very sensitive to the Federal Reserve's monetary policy. Those would be assets like cryptocurrency, right? Unicorn fart dust. Also, assets like gold and silver. Gold and silver, I'm telling you guys, this list right here, okay, that we talked about, take out the digital, okay, and these same things apply to gold and silver. Gold and silver and crypto investors at their core are the same thing, right? Gold and silver are tangible. Crypto is intangible. That's really the only difference, right? Gold and silver have scarcity. Gold and silver are the original forms of DeFi, the original forms of crypto, and they have democratization as well, because all around the world. So nonetheless, back to my point, be ready for some craziness in the market because the Fed speakers are going to be speaking. We're going to get a lot of different economic news, and we covered the big news of today. Let's talk about Operation Beanbase. Man, Emma Bowl did an unbelievable great job with a contest, a meme contest this week, Operation Beanbase, to get the word out, to cause a little commotion and get the attention of Mr. Brian Armstrong, who we have great respect for. We tip our horns. Hello, Dusters. Huh? Horns up. I forgot to ask you, what are you doing in my basement? How did you get here? Right? Yeah, because you're part of this community. You know how special UFD is, right? You know that what we're doing, right, is unique to crypto and unique to the world. Back to Emma Bull. Sorry, Emma. You changed your Emma Bear changed her name to Emma Bull on X because she's a bull on UFD. Anyhow, great contest, a meme contest that had Coinbase in there. Unbelievable participation. Really blew us away. A lot more entries. Was very difficult. Let's just run out here and take a look at the winners. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. Sure, I've got that up, which I do. Okay. UFD, Operation Beanbase, winners selected. Dusters, we have the winners in 6 days. Wow. Okay, I was going to say, I thought we had 125 unique entries. Some were memes, some were videos, and some were one piece of arts. The contest was the hardest. The narwhals and I had the judge. Remember, we don't call them whales, we call them narwhals here at UFD. It was so difficult. We had to award these third place finishes and give out 4 honorable mentions. So the winner is our friend Burger Man, right? Everybody saw Burger Man's video. There's his profile page on X. Congratulations, Burger Man, right? He had the great video that we've all watched about combining the beans and the base. Looks like our second place winner with 5,000 beans is Fruvik. Congratulations, Fruvik. You're putting out some great art in the community as well. 2,000 beans. We had Nola's art for Nairu and Quarago Irving. 500 beans. Erms011, our friend Life, who's always putting out unbelievable great art for the UFD community. Para Furnace and Mia Comart. And somebody won a Ledger Flex, thanks to our friends at Ledger, and that is Gotcha Ghost. See if I got that right. Gotcha Ghost, yeah. So the other morning, I spent like 5 minutes trying to pull up Gotcha Ghost until I realized it was Gotcha Ghost. Back to the contest. Congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to everyone. And thank you to everyone who took the time, had the courage to put something out there to get the attention of Mr. Brian Armstrong. Do you feel your horn? Do you feel it? Is your horn up there? Let's all point our horns, tip our horns at our old friend Brian Armstrong from Coinbase, right? He knows we're here, right? He knows what we're doing. He's going to learn more and more about the UFD story. And thanks to great contest. And again, we all want to say thank you to Emma Bull. It's a lot of work, guys. You see these contests, you see these things that come up. You don't understand the amount of work that she put in. So everybody, please, if you get a chance, right, send Emma a DM or go on to her profile and say thank you to Emma, because she worked tirelessly on this, and it does make a difference. So Emma, on behalf of myself and all the Dusters, thank you. You did a really awesome job. Okay, there was one more piece. This is just a random piece, and I don't think this one won anything in the contest, but just as an example, this one caught my eye from Astrami 26226. I mean, unbelievable artwork that you guys are putting out there. Look at that. We all have different taste. That one definitely caught my eye. All right, let's go take a look at what's going on in the world of social dominance. Here we go. So Emma and As the Duster, and this post is from As the Duster, do a great job of tracking our social dominance. Looks like we're moving up, guys. We were ranked 15th in social dominance, up from 16th. We were at 20 not too long ago. 203,000 engagements, 3.6 thousand mentions. UFD is still the only coin who's sponsored by MoonPay and Ledger. UFD is also the best risk to reward coin right now. Consistently, UFD holds strong in third place in the pump fund ecosystem, right behind Peanut. Here we go. Let's go take a look at this. There we are, guys. That's UFD, right? You can see my little yellow arrow, right? I mean, you got to realize something. We haven't talked about this for a while. Right? There's been millions and millions of coins, millions. Okay. And we rank number 3 in pump fun. And there's been millions and millions and millions and millions of coins. We're ranked number 3 in social dominance, right? We're ranked what? Around 600 in all cryptocurrencies. We've only been around for 5 months. I know we are gross, my opinion. Oh, and by the way, this is not financial advice. Don't buy or sell anything. Make any kind of decision based on what I'm saying. I'm just giving you my opinion. Just like you have an opinion, we all have our opinions that we're free to express. Always please be responsible anytime you're investing in anything. And as you well know, I do hold a position in Unicorn Fart Dust, so my horn is aligned with your horn. But I mean, we're number 600 out of all crypto in the world, 600, 700. I mean, do you believe that? It's only been 5 months that we've been around. And little by little by little, you know what's happening. Let me get her out. We're filling this jug, right? Each bean in there represents a diamond hook dust. Whew. It's Monday morning. I don't know how loud that is for you, but in my ears, I'm going to be going deaf. We are filling up the jug, right? Little by little by little. I can't make predictions, right? But doesn't it make sense? Each day we're adding more and more new and newer people. It's a great deal. Here's a person who's been following us that I really like. I wanted to read this to you. This is worth a good read because this person, I think, hits the nail on the head. This is Jules. The thing most are missing about UFD and Basement Ron talk about crypto, it takes you back to when you first discovered the concepts of DeFi. Wow. Yeah. Like I knew, like, let me just tell you, gold and silver are DeFi also. I didn't realize that when I loved gold and silver, that what I loved about them was DeFi. I'd hear the term DeFi and I'd think, oh, that's crypto. I didn't even know. I didn't really ever look into it. Yes, the concept of DeFi is the most exciting thing out there, okay? When it finally clicked, you got excited, and then from there, you went off into the ecosystem to find a way to capitalize. He has a fresh excitement that appeals to the masses because, let's face it, we don't. The further we jump down the rabbit hole, the less and less it became necessary to tell others because we are self-sufficient and don't need anybody else on the outside in order to make money here, especially because most of the game is truly and sadly PvP, which is player versus player. That's another new thing that I realized, right? This is unique. This is unique value tokenized. Talking about UFD, we have unique value tokenized. Goodness, but tokenized. Education, but tokenized. Discovery, but tokenized. The only reason anyone couldn't love UFD is because they've been here too long and gotten jaded along the way. So they find him cringe. I think Susie maybe finds me cringe sometimes, or my daughters do, definitely, or not Deegan enough. Meanwhile, we sit in the most niche market of the world, kecking, I don't know what that means, I'll be honest, while this man will onboard hundreds of thousands of people into crypto with his message. Some of those people will eventually become top players in future cycles that will make others money, as well as because of where they started with UFD. I decided, since everyone was writing a long thesis, that I would. Thank you, Jules. I love that, right? Tokenized goodness, tokenized education, tokenized discovery. But then I looked at some of these comments you guys put on there. Mr. B, no lies detected, okay? I knew when I looked up that we were right, okay? But there, look, DJ Litmus had a great comment. Windows 98 had a great comment. So again, guys, Ryad had a great comment. I would recommend going and reading through this. Jules put out a great message. That's our core. That's what we're doing, right? We are tokenized goodness. We are tokenized honesty. We are tokenized inclusiveness, right? Letting everybody in. And yes, I'm sorry. The whole idea, and I have to credit Kyle Chassie was the one that really turned on the decentralized finance switch in my head. And then it was like a month later when I realized, like, that's why I love this stuff too, right? Silver, right? Right? Because it is also decentralized. That's a 5-ounce silver bar from First Mint. Yeah, they sponsor my gold and silver content that I put out. It's the same thing. I do get excited about decentralized finance because the reality is when there's not one entity controlling something like we have with this, unfortunately, right? Oh, there it goes. Woo, there it goes. Look, there's a dollar. Woo, it's not, there. Oh, bye dollar. Right? There's nobody that controls. I can't hold up. And well, there's nobody that controls unicorn fart dust. I'm the authority, I guess, to a certain degree. I don't even own the most of it. There's some guy that owns 2% or woman that owns 2%. There's people that own a lot more than I do. But nobody ultimately controls it. It's spread out. I was talking to my dad yesterday. I'm like, it's spread, and he's in his 80s. And he was like, wow, that's really cool. it's spread out all around the world amongst what, 38, 37, 40,000 different people. Okay, it is a big deal. It is a big deal. Then Obi had something to say that I loved as well, and I wrote that down on the show notes here. Obi said, it brings back everything that used to make this space fun before it got all jaded and scammy. Okay. Thank you, Obi. Obi's a great member of the community as well. And I'll do my best, right? I'll show up because you show up. We got 400 people here on a Monday morning, right? We love UFD. And I still have one question for you. How'd you get in my basement? This idea of PvP, player versus player. I'm just starting to learn kind of what that means and what that means for UFD. From my understanding, PvP means that we got the people in the crypto world, but they're kind of playing against each other, right? Farming and like competing with each other. Like it's a zero-sum game. Like there's going to be a winner and there's going to be a loser. And somebody brought up the point that we really aren't PvP. And that's the way, at this point, with my level of understanding, I'm looking at it. Like, I don't feel like Unicorn Fart Dust is competing against any other token, right? No, we're not competing against any particular token and there's going to be a winner and a loser. Like, we're our own little city. We've said before, we're more like an island, because the city isn't always necessarily going to be constrained geographically, whereas an island is. And since there's only 999 million Unicorn Fart Dust beans that have been created and will ever be created, we're really like an island with a limited amount of land. And we all have a little chunk of land on the island, right? I've got my chunk. You've got your chunk. There's some guy that owns 2%. That's like our biggest holder, okay? And when people come to visit our island and they walk around and they're like, hey, this is a nice place. I just don't want to stay here for a weekend. I don't want to stay here. I want to buy a chunk of land and live here long term, right? But there's no more land being created. I don't think that means we aren't competing against any other island or against anything else. Like, we're our own independent little micro ecosystem that can do well. I said this months ago, and I still believe it to be an absolute possibility that we can get to a point with Unicorn Fart Dust where we are, where we have enough diamond hoof dusters, right? And they talk about it. I can say this, right? They talk about it with Bitcoin being, what do they call it? Diamond handed or diamond, whatever. I'm so used to saying diamond hooved, right? We get enough of those people on our island, right? Like maybe right now, 50% of the island is taken up by diamond hoof dusters, right? People that are there and are committed. Or maybe it's better to think of it, what we're doing, like a corral, like a fenced in corral, right? Full of unicorns. Like, we're about half full. I don't know. It's impossible to really, really say, but I do know that it is growing day by day by day by day. And if it's that island and people come say, hey, we're going to go visit Unicorn Fart Land, and they like it and they buy land and they say, I'm holding this land, I believe in this community. Eventually, guys, there's no more land available, right? Does that make sense? Hopefully I'm not speaking complete gibberish. It is Monday morning. Okay, let's do Duster of the Day. Today we have a very special Duster of the Day. This guy has done a ton to help the entire crypto community. He's someone that I think we all owe a debt of gratitude in the world of crypto. His name is Mr. Brian Armstrong. He's the CEO, and I didn't realize this, co-founder also of Coinbase. Let's see if we can get him pulled up here. There he is. There's Mr. Brian. Hello, Brian. Brian Armstrong is the Duster of the Day, co-founder and CEO of Coinbase, creating more economic freedom in the world. Okay, I love this guy. That's right. That's decentralized finance. That's democratization, like we talked about before. Okay, and I thought he was the co-founder, it said somewhere, at Coinbase, but he's doing a lot, right? He really is. And look, we just wrapped up an unbelievable contest, the the Operation Beanbase contest that we went through earlier, where he was included in many of the memes. Let's say, let me show you one right now, and then we will install his. This was one of my favorites. Who did this one? I think this might have been Life. Yes, it's Life. Hold on here. Let me pull. There we go. There's Brian Armstrong, Coinbase. UFD. He's a good-looking man. No doubt about it. I love that. This is our duster of the day. Great job on that one, Life. And hold on here. Great job to you, Brian Armstrong, right? We love you in the UFD community. We love what you're doing overall for crypto. We may not be where we are right now as a community, as a crypto, if it wasn't for the work that you've put in over the years. So I want everybody out there, let's reach up. Can you feel your horn? Huh? Let's rub horns. Our favorite part of the show. But let's do something very special. Help me pick up this golden horn, and we are going to install it. There we go. Is it on? Yes. Got a nice bald spot to put it on. Mr. Brian Armstrong. Congratulations, Brian. You are the duster of the day in appreciation of everything that you do for the UFD and crypto communities. Another interesting thing, this was about 7 weeks ago? Brian Armstrong said that the dollar, this is when I got new respect for the guy, that this had basically become a meme coin. We got to check in. Have we heard from Susie yet today? I don't think we've heard from upstairs Susie to check in on her. But Brian Armstrong had the courage to say this had basically become a meme coin. He also said that Bitcoin was behaving a lot like a meme coin, right? So, guys, I think it's really important for us to remember with UFD, right? We are a cryptocurrency. And we are remember, there's only one UFD. Put your finger up with me. Only one UFD, right? They can't make another one. It'll never happen again. Right? And as this community continues to perform like it is, more and more and more people. Look, I'm the bridge, right? Especially if we get a listing at, I'll just say it, right? If we get a listing with like a Robinhood or a Coinbase, all the people around my age and older who would be coming into crypto for the first time. And I promise you, I promise you, and I promise Brian Armstrong, I will do my best to be that bridge. I believe in DeFi, decentralized finance, and that it helps people all around the world have a fair shot, right? A fair shot. It's storing the value of their work in something other than fiat paper money, because fiat paper money has proven time and time again that it loses value. Crypto gives people the opportunity, so do gold, so do silver, no doubt about it. You know, I'm a gold and silver maxi and a crypto maxi, but it gives people the opportunity to store value in something that isn't designed to be deflated, that isn't designed to be printed out of thin air, right? It gives people a fair and level playing field. So I promise, right? I'll be here. Decentralized finance. I love it. And democratization. I love it. And digital scarcity. Let people decide. They want to buy Bitcoin. They want to buy Fartcoin. They want to buy unicorn fart dust, right? They want to buy POEs. They want to buy Ethereum. They want to buy XRP, right? It's up to the people. They want to swap, right? But we want more people coming into crypto. Only 7%. Right? I think it's the world's population owns any cryptocurrency. That's not a lot. What is that? 1/15th, roughly? 1 in 15 people own crypto. There's a big opportunity And a massive opportunity, obviously, for UFD. Speaking of which, I want to say thank you to channel sponsor MoonPay, because they are the on-ramp. They had a great tweet the other day. Sorry, we're busy on-ramping, right? They on-ramp people. That's how I got into crypto, was with MoonPay. It was my first crypto transaction, right? I converted US dollars into Solana and then used that Solana to create Unicorn Fart Dust. So thank you, MoonPay. It's a huge deal that we have such a top tier, right? The fintech leader as a sponsor here in Ron's Basement. And of course, Ledger, they are the hardware wallet, cryptocurrency, security leader, right? Hold your keys off the internet, right? Think about security before something happens to you. I saw one of you had a comment out this morning saying, I learned from Basement Ron, right? I secured my UFD in this instance on a Ledger device before something happened. Look, you know my story. It's no fun getting hacked, trust me. So thank you to both MoonPay, look at this, and Ledger for sponsoring the basement. It's a big deal. We've got top tier companies, and man, they're both doing some incredible things. Lots of news to come. I mean, but last week we heard from MoonPay. I mean, outside of them being the sponsor of this channel, I'm just like, this company just every week, it seems like, knocks it out of the park, right? Last week, it was this MasterCard deal where you're going to be able to, they're enabling your ability to make payments with stable coins in a partnership with MasterCard. I mean, MasterCard has like, 150 million merchants around the world. So, I mean, what they're doing, it's a big honor because these companies are helping people secure their crypto and use their crypto to make payments. It really is exciting. Really is exciting. All right, guys, let's go out and take a look at what's going on in the general markets. Here, I forgot to pull this up earlier. Hold on. Here it is. It is bloody red, unfortunately. This came from Kyle Chassis a little bit earlier, and I saw this number. I think it was even higher after that, but $675 million liquidated from the crypto space in 24 hours. You see pain, I see opportunity. We are not the same. Well, that's right, Kyle. I agree with you, and they're not like us. Like my old friend Kendrick Lamar likes to say. So things are red out there, but let's go to CNBC. Let's get rid of that. This here, you know what? While we're here, this is the 10-year Treasury yield. Guys, this cannot go much higher than where it is right now, 4.523. But let's see if we can refresh this, see if that's up to date, which it is. It looks like, yeah, we are above 4.5. Look at a 5-year chart of this. Okay, look at that. We were down at 1% 5 years ago. That was right in the height of the C-19 crisis. We were below, we were at 0.5% at one point. I think here, look. Let me go over here and look at this. Yeah, 0.5%. That's a 9x increase to 4.5%. We talked about this yesterday. This is why the big banks have massive. I can't see. Oh, I'm showing the wrong screen. Thank you, Susie. Okay, you guys were, you were looking at the big red Kyle Chassis screen. There's the 4.5%. I apologize, guys.
So I haven't been looking. I've been kind of doing other stuff. My apologies.
Oh, you're great. I think we're all good, Susie. Say hi to everybody.
I'll say hi because I kind of have to go. Hi, everybody.
All right. Everybody loves Susie. Anyway, that is scary. This, right? This, here, let's draw a line on here real quickly. We're going to talk a little macroeconomics. This, right, over the last 5 years, right, if this keeps going like it is at this rate, okay, this will be, number one, bankrupting the banking sector because these banks bought billions of dollars worth of treasury notes, bonds back over here when the interest rate was at 0.5%. Those banks are now sitting on massive losses because when the interest rates went up, the value of the bonds went down. But also the U.S. government, right? If that continues up to 6 or 7%, don't forget, we'll look briefly. Hey, we're almost there. We're going to have the 37 trillion party. We've got $37 trillion in debt in our world right now. All right, let's go out and take a look at what's going on in crypto. Crypto. Here we go. Ethereum's up 2,400. Okay, Bitcoin's doing all right at 103,500. And I'm not sharing the right tab again. Sorry, guys. Okay, there's Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. Let's make sure we've got you up there, which we do. Let's go take a look at the general markets, U.S. markets. Yeah, looks like the Dow is going to be down, the NASDAQ and the S&P, but not quite as bad as we were anticipating earlier today. The Dow's, it's almost green. Hey, all right. We're doing okay. Let's take a look at gold and silver. Gold's up almost $40 per ounce, over a 1%. Silver's up about 0.25%. So it's going to be interesting how this all plays out. Let's go real quickly. This is the CME FedWatch tool, Chicago Mercantile Exchange. It'll tell us what to expect out of the Fed at their next meeting, which will be exactly 1 month from today. And right now, there's basically a 9 in 10 chance. Okay, let me show you how to read this, guys. You can impress your spouses and friends at the country club with this one. This is the current rate that the Fed has set in terms of monetary policy. Remember, the Fed, that's called monetary policy. This range, they quote it in a range, 4.25 to 4.5. And down here, this is 1 month from now. This is the big money on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange. So there's a 90% chance that rates are going to remain the same. Okay. Now, real quickly, just for kicks and giggles, because we love talking about monetary policy. It's so exciting. Let's go out to December, Christmas time, holiday season time. You can click right there on the top. And, oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot to share the screen again. Woof. My brain is not functioning. Let's go back real quickly. Here is what we can expect at the next meeting. I really do apologize. I need to get like a buzzer that goes off or a shock collar. That shows us that 90% chance. Okay. Here, I'll circle it all for you one more time. Again, this is how you read this. Current target rate, 4.25. There it is. And there's the 90%. All right, let's go out to December, which is right here, holiday season. And see what they're saying by the end of the year where rates should be. So again, here is our, okay, well, they're basically saying, there's about a 40% chance that will be at 3.75, so down 0.5%, and a 25% chance that will be down by 0.75%. Man, I owe you guys an apology. I really slipped up this morning, sharing the wrong darn screens. That's a one-man band. I do the best I can. I'm the producer, the writer, the cameraman, the audio engineer, and thankfully I have Susie upstairs, who can kind of knock me in the head from time to time to tell me that I'm screwing things up. And I will on a regular basis. I will continue to screw things up, but I will continue to show up as well. And I appreciate you showing up, being part of this community. It's a big deal what we're doing here. Please watch on YouTube or go out to our YouTube Unicorn Fart Dust channel and subscribe there. If you're watching on X, please retweet this. Let's get the word out. We got a lot of great things going on with UFD. It's going to be an interesting week this week in the general markets. Could have some turbulence with crypto, but we know one thing for sure, right? We will build hoof by hoof, day by day with UFD. That we can control, that we show up, that we go out to the TikTok page, that we go out to the Reddit page, that we go out to the Facebook page, that we are active on X. That's really our town square. That's where we really excel, right? Crypto Twitter, it's a big deal. And that's good that we excel there because that's where a lot of crypto people are. but we also want to spread the dust to some of the other platforms that are out there. And we'll continue to do that, right? This is not possible without you. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to tell you, thank you for being here. I also want to remind you, okay, remind myself, we all need this reminder. Be good to yourself today, right? Smile, right? Take a deep breath, realize the good things that we do have in our lives, because we have a lot to be grateful for. You've got a community of people within UFD. Don't ever forget that, right? They care about each other. They care about you. You're important. You're part of the community. You're a duster. You're a diamond hoof duster. Maybe you're even a super duster, okay? But we got shared. Everybody is welcome. Doesn't matter where in the world you are, what you believe, right? If you show up at UFD, we are tokenized good. We are tokenized community, right? And we are tokenized fair, honesty, and integrity. You're important. Have a great day. All right. And I will